What is going on, people? We are back with another Not So PG podcast, and we brought back a very, very special guest, Garett Nolan, and we are here to talk about a lot of phenomenal things. So Garett and I actually started filming these acting skits. Garett, you started first, and you were killing it, dude. You started generating millions of views just doing these scenes where you're on the phone and you'd have like a friend act it out, obviously. Mm-hmm. And you were just doing phone call scenes that were doing millions of views. Now we're in LA, and he was like, what's the next step? We started getting actors, aka me, our now friend Mackenzie, and we got 2 videos out, and they look incredible, dude.
Yeah, they do. And before we get into it, I can say that it's literally not possible without having you act, and Mackenzie and whoever else is going to be a part of it. Mm-hmm. So it's a joy to be on this path right now.
No, absolutely.
It's going to be so much fun.
It's so much fun. And I see how obsessed you are with it, because you stayed with me the past weekend. And it's inspiring, man, because it reminds me of how I was when I just started TikTok, and it's what got me to where I'm at now. Mm-hmm. And not that I'm not, still striving for greatness, but to put myself in that energy with another dude who's there, who's just all he's focusing on is work and the content. It shows me why you are where you're at, why this content, which I've never seen anyone switch niches and immediately blow up. It's a very hard thing to do, and you just made that decision and did it. And I'm just really excited to be a part of it. And I'm excited to talk about where we think this is going to go for the both of us, right?
Yeah, I think what works great with us, especially with acting so far, is that everything between us is so mutual. I don't think we have ever, and I don't think we truly will ever butt heads on anything. It's like your energy feeds into me. The reason I'm able to put energy into it is because of that, and it's vice versa. The entire team that we're working with, I mean, Al, the director and videographer, a lot of these things, it's such a cohesive project, and I can't even say that there's just one name that's a part of it. It's just a collective us. It's awesome. Yeah. So, yeah.
And the fun thing is, dude, it's you're really making, and I think this is going to be big. I think people are going to start copying you. You're starting something big right now with your content. If you haven't seen it, go to Garett Nolan on TikTok and watch his last few videos. I'm sure there's even more out right now.
Soon to be Peter's.
Yeah. Yeah. And soon to be my content as well. I'm going to start putting out these acting skits as well. So I'm excited for that. But I think what the plan is now with this form of content is, as we were talking about it, that we might end up making these scenes left on kind of cliffhangers and kind of making a show out of a TikTok account.
Yes. Yeah.
Right? Which then later on can be, projected to us making a whole film out of the actors we collect and the scenes and the characters we've created. And I think that, I don't know, I think we're starting something new that hasn't really been done before. I think people have tried something along these lines.
Certainly, yeah.
I just don't think I've seen any, dude, when I watched your video today, I was like, dude, there's no content on TikTok. I've seen people try to do it. I've seen people try to do acting skits. There's nothing that looks like a genuine TV show in what you've done.
And again, it's just physically not possible unless you have like-minded, passionate people to surround yourself with.
Absolutely.
Especially here in Los Angeles. That is seriously something I'm forever grateful for, and it's a gift to have met Peter and Al and now Mackenzie and all these other actors that are going to potentially be a part of these skits. It's going to be great, Yeah. I think we need this, and I really truly hope that whoever chooses to watch gets anything out of it, whether it's positive or negative. If you grasp something of the content of the skit, then we all made it through it. So
yeah, man, I'm excited, and I think a reason they do very well too is people feel very related to these edgy relationship style content that they feel related to. They feel related to these problems that they've been through. I see a lot of the comments are people that are like, dude, that ringing in my ears, when I caught her cheating, when I caught him cheating, this is exactly what I went through. And now with acting that's so good in it, because might I say we're fucking killing it. Okay? But with acting that good with it, they feel like they're there. They feel like they're experiencing these emotions, right? Which brings me to my next topic, because it's not, people try to do a lot of funny acting skits, but your skits aren't happy, funny. And for whatever reason, people love them. And I think that brings me to this point where it's people tend to forget that life isn't about happiness per se.
No, not at all.
It's not, because we're not here to, life's not about experiencing happiness. It's about experiencing experiences. And I think your content proves that, because no one's there laughing at these videos, but they're there for these emotions. I think that it's proof that people need to stop being so afraid to just experience emotion, if that makes sense.
Oh
Because
my gosh.
that's what life's about. It's about having the pain, the sadness, the growth, the heartbreak, all of it. And I think people need to open up to it. Stop hiding from their fear, which we spoke about a lot this weekend.
We did. And I appreciate that talk.
Yeah.
But I think that there's everything to learn within a tragedy, within your traumas. They are inescapable. Like it is inevitable that you're going to have really terrible experiences in this lifetime, and you should shed light on it. You know, you should like really grasp it and hold it, because if you try to push that away, then that's when it becomes a tragedy. You know what I mean? Like these things can become a learning vessel for you. And that's, I think, what we're trying to do. I would love to create comedy. Pete, you're hilarious. And you have a really cool mind when you're writing scripts about certain things. And I can't wait to learn from you on that side. I don't find myself, like, I can't sit here and crack out jokes. I think I'm just awkwardly funny sometimes with my mannerisms, and that's all I got. But yeah, for whatever reason, my mind goes down these tragic holes, and I love the discovery of it. And I'm glad that we're doing it together. It's fun.
Absolutely. I think the universe brought us together, and I'm excited to see what else we're going to freaking create together.
There's nothing but truth in that. I think there's no thinking. Like, the universe did bring this moment together. So,
but diving into now, like, the relationship aspect, like the cheating, the emotional aspect, right?
Right.
Things people kind of go through. I've kind of realized there's something that a lot of people have more trouble with than they're willing to admit. And I think the issue is that people in relationships, when they go through this struggle, the woman is not embarrassed, but almost ashamed to bring it up to other people, so they're not going to talk about it. And the guy's going to feel like a dick if he brings it out. And the idea that I'm talking about is worrying about your partner's past, right? It's something that people are scared to bring up, but they kind of let it be toxic within their own relationship and let them kind of destroy themselves. And the way I want to get into this is, like, I want to be very honest, and I'm not proud of it, but I'm someone that suffered from it. And I suffered from it so bad that I learned that it's a form of OCD, which I did have. I did have a form of OCD, and because you're obsessed with it, right? Like, it's all you can think about is why my partner was with another person. Oh my God. Like, I didn't want to trouble my partner even with it. I wasn't the type of person that was like being like horrible to my girlfriend and being like you did this, but it was kind of in my own head where I was obsessed with it, dude. I was like, why? I was looking up online how to stop. Like, I didn't want to. I didn't want to be that dick that was obsessed with it. Like, I was like, why can't I stop thinking about this? And it's there's a name for it, but it's a form of obsession. And I couldn't figure it out, man. And I think a lot of people can't figure it out. And I think it's really hard for the women. It's a shame to them, because it's like, obviously it can go both ways, but most of the time I feel like it's the guy that's really putting it hard on their woman back home. And it's hard for the woman, because it's like, there's nothing you could do now. Like, we got to move forward. And like, she's just kind of taking it. And she's a lot of the time trying to comfort her boyfriend, but also not be like being shamed for something she did before she met him.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I think this is where I went. I'm curious what you have to say as well.
Okay.
But where I went in my head with how I solved this was, I saw my problems. And I will say, I gotta be honest, I hate bringing it up so much, but I can bring it up. But the mushrooms kind of cured me on this.
Yeah. Okay.
Because they bring up very straightforward facts to you, right, when you're on them. And I wasn't even trying to look for a solution from it on them, but I'm on them, and it showed me this. And this is how you should look at it, and this is how you're going to heal from it. This is the facts. A, you can't handle it, and you leave the person and stop making it a problem for them and yourself, because you're destroying yourself. B, you let it go and you move on, and you stay with this person if that's what you're going to do.
Yeah.
The only other option is continuing to go crazy and bring it up in both of your heads. So when my brain saw these three options, this one it said is a no option. This one's never happening again, right? So now I have these two options. Either leave her because I can't handle it, or stay with this person because I want to be with this person, and that's the past, and we got to let it go now. And when you look at it like that, I said, well, I'm not going to leave the girl. Boom. My brain wired that way, and ever since I've been fine. In any relationship moving forward, I don't think about it anymore because I saw the 3 options and that was the only one I could stick with.
And it's as simple as you just said it. Not as simple, but you know, verbally speaking, that's a simple way to look at it. You have options, 3 options, and that's how it is.
Yeah.
But I similarly think of it that way. There's a reason that I've kind of taken a long hiatus and a break from being in relationships and actually being intimate with anybody at that. Because even if you're having these intimate moments, I believe, and I think it's just subjective, you're still kind of touching your toes into the relationship of something. Yeah. But before I jump into my next relationship, I want to know that I have accepted the truth. And the truth is that this physical, tangible world is it's spontaneous. Yeah. It's unpredictable, and you truly have no control over these unpredictabilities. The only thing that you have control of is what you're willing to hold on to and what you're willing to let go of. Yes. And if you can't accept the truth of this, you are gonna hold on to these negatives in the relationship, and it's ultimately going to fail. And oftentimes that's why people are confused, because they're like, I'm in love with this person, but I need to let them go. And that's just the fact that it's not about love all the time. You know, it's about your awareness of the truth. And the truth is you have to learn to let go. Yeah. You have to learn to let go of these positive and negatives. You have to learn to let go of the good things in a relationship too, because it's all impermanent. And just take them as they go. And just keep letting go. Bring it in, hold it on for a couple, a moment and fragment in the space around us, and just gracefully let it go. Dude. And love your partner. And if you don't do that, then you just haven't accepted the truth yet. But that term letting go is so big, dude. Yeah. Because it's like nobody wants to let go. Nobody wants to let go. It's the hardest thing for people to do, and I think it's where the most growth is found. Yes. Right? I think not even just growth, but your own peace. People don't want to let go. Like you'll hear maybe like parents or people that are just like, oh, that you hear them holding on. Maybe your parents are divorced and they're always talking about that other parent. Like, oh, it's like, dude, not only, maybe this person fucked you over. Maybe this horrible thing happened to you, but you're going to let what somebody else did, or maybe it was even your own actions. Either way, you're going to let it suffocate you for the rest of your being. You got to look at it for what it is. Not say that it's okay. Maybe it wasn't, but admit, I'm moving forward from this. I'm not going to look at it in a negative light anymore. I learned from it, and that's that. Because everything is almost a positive when you look at it like that. Yeah, truthfully. Right? Yeah. When you learn to let go, it's all positive. Oh my goodness, dude. Because then they just become lessons. They become lessons, not to make the same mistake twice. Yes. Not to deal with those same people again. And honestly, dude, all the tragedies, all the bullshit that I've been through, bro, as much as they've sucked, I'm so much stronger now because of it, dude. You are. And I can even see it. And you talk about this all the time when we spend time together. You're grateful for it all. Yeah. You truly are grateful. You don't just like kind of speak it out there. I see you sitting there looking at a blank wall thinking about like how grateful you are for all the shit that's happened. You know? And that's a part of it too. Yeah. So do you know what the number one fear, like statistically, they've done polls and stuff. Do you know what the number one fear is? I don't. Public humiliation. Okay, I've heard of that, but I didn't know that was fucking so real. Because you think about it, like the number one fear for most people is public humiliation. And now I think when you come into a space where like guys like us who generate so many numbers, like, or just content creators in general, you kind of could see the fear of like them trying to put this content out and being judged so harshly. Yeah. You know what I mean? And I had a lot of struggle with that, especially coming from the reality TV world, where like people really think they're seeing your real character on there. And then they kind of want to judge it, be like, dude, what a fucking tool. What this? Oh, you were mean to this girl. And then you got to deal with co-stars. So for me, that was something that I had a lot of trouble with. Oh, I can't even imagine. I had a positive mindset though. I always knew like these negative comments are people that don't know me. Right. 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 And there's a beautiful quote from Jesus, actually. Not to go all Jesus on you, but I love this quote. And it's like, if the world hates you, it hated me first. And I think that it's so perfect coming from him, because whether you're Muslim, whether you're Christian, whether you're atheist, it's facts that this was the most perfect man to ever live.
Most perfect man. All he spread was turn the other cheek, love one another, and they nailed him to a cross and publicly humiliated him, made him carry his own cross up to his death while everyone spit on him and whipped him. So, and not to get brutal with that, but like, again, if the world hates you, it hated me first. For that man to go through that, how am I gonna sit here and cry that someone called me a weenie on my TikTok? You know what I mean? Or like someone didn't like how your dress looked in that outfit. Like, it's not that serious, right?
Right.
As long as you have your friends, your family, the people that know who you are, if you could be in a conversation style like this, like I am now, and I put out the real version of myself so people could then judge who the fuck I am.
Isn't the design of that, though, so beautiful? Like, we're all designed, we're all born into this physical illusion, if you will, whatever you want to call it, experience, rather, with this ego wrapped around us, you know? And for us to, like, over time, this objective to be to shed the ego and realize these truths, it's so awesome.
Yeah.
It's so amazing. Like, for you to have said everything that you just said to me and to everyone, like, for the steps that took you to get there, no matter how hard or difficult, just awesome. The ascension of that is so cool.
Yeah.
It just makes sense.
Right.
It gives you the purpose. That is the purpose of all of it, you know?
Do you have like a moment in your life, Garett, where you feel like you just let go? Because you're such a free spirit, dude. Like, you don't care what anybody thinks about you. Do you think you've always been like that? Or do you think that that's just who you are naturally? Have you always been that guy? Or was there like a moment where you're like, dude, as long as I'm happy, as long as I'm putting out what I want to put out, like...
You know, that's a good question. Definitely at times I felt completely unattached. I was like, this human is capable of doing anything without any judgment, you know? But then there are certain things and moments where it kind of pulls me back in, and I do think about what some people might think. But lately, I can give you my answer now in the present time. I think that I'm discovering, and I've seen this in your eyes too, especially when we've started acting together. The only reason I've really started to gain this passion back for acting is because it's not an outlet. It is just the main pathway to not give a shit. Like, anytime we're in these moments where we're just, all you're thinking about is just trying to get the script out and the words out in the perfect way. And you only have a certain amount of time, you know, because there's time in the day.
Yeah.
And you're just thinking about all of this in one shot. You're thinking about the videographer trying to capture it and the sound to sound right. And then it all just kind of goes blank. And you're no longer you. You just become this extension of art. And that's when I start to feel like I'm a part of everyone and everything. And it usually happens within a couple seconds when we start acting. I'm like, oh, Garett's here. I got to think of this. And it's just all gone. I'm like, we're just a piece of art for others. And so right now, I would say that when we start the process of making our little skits, those are the times that there's no judgment. I do not give a shit. Like, if the script called for something so, you know, out there, like, Garett's not there. It's just a piece of art at that point. And it's just, that's how I think of it.
But I think even in your day-to-day, dude, like, I'll see you purposely fuck with people because you don't care what they think. Like, I've been in the elevator with you, and you've just like sung a high note next to the guy standing next to you, and he just did fucking weird him out. And then we just walk out of the elevator, and I ask him, like, bro, why do you do that? And you're like, I just want that guy to wonder if I'm fucking crazy or not. I'm like, but like there's something in you that you just don't care. Like, I wish I could have that deeply. Like, I've come a long way.
You got it.
I don't really worry about people judging me too much anymore, especially for the things that I work really hard at. But like, you genuinely don't care, which is no, but like, that's where you want to go, bro. That's where like the 56-year-old like old naked guy is at your gym who walks around naked and doesn't give a fuck anymore. You're like, I wish. Dude doesn't give a shit anymore. I feel like you got there naturally already, and I envy it. I'm curious, when do you think, because that was like the basic of the question, like, when do you think that you started being like that? You didn't care?
Through some, like, we don't have to dig deep, but...
What age?
19.
Okay.
19.
So
because
right
like something really horrendously tragic happened. And I think that's why the art that we like to create is more tragic and somber, because for me, the worst times of life has brought me into those mindsets of, wow, like why do we care what somebody in an elevator thinks of us? Like there are moments that you have to push your human to be kind and courteous and responsible and respectable, you know, like in front of children and in front of women in the innocence, you always have to remain in good character. But, you know, I started just letting go of everything else a part of this life where, for example, the elevator, it's all a game at that point.
Well, bro, you were trying to convince me last night that you were going to get into a character before we went out. We went to a party last night and Garett was like, dude, I'm going to put a character on and I'm not going to switch up the whole night. And I asked him, I was like, don't do it. I was like, don't do a character, bro. We got to network at these places. You can't be an Aussie talking to this guy. Like, you know what I mean? Like, but I love that.
It's training. It's just training at that
training.
point.
No, it is. It is, dude. I think that's fun about you. You know, fun fact.
What's up?
I think it's crazy, and I'm sure you've experienced this. Do you know that it's a literal fact that chemically bonded people go to sleep much more easily and have better sleep?
Really?
Yeah. I don't know about you, but if I'm like in love and I'm just like so cuddled up with somebody, I pass out and have the best sleep of my life.
Oh yeah, it has happened.
Right?
It has happened with me. Yeah, I know exactly what you're talking about, and it's a really, really cool experience.
But they know now that it's a chemically bonded fact. That if you and this person now have this strong bond, you just go to sleep better. You have better quality of sleep, everything. Another crazy fucking statistic, Garett, is what is it? Men that I gotta look this up because I don't want to mess it up.
Right. But about the chemical, why you're looking?
I'm not even gonna go to the percentage.
Okay.
Men that are you give me your point. I'm gonna look up the statistic, but tell me what you were saying.
Okay.
Yeah.
I was just gonna talk more about this chemically bonded with like a sleep cycle. Thing. It does make sense because now I have something to base it off of. Like this time period that I've spent completely isolated from relationships and intimacy. Mm-hmm. My sleep sucks, but I'm grateful for it because I'm able to put it into the art and just like if I can't sleep, let's just think of what we're gonna do the next day for work. Yeah. So I guess I'm grateful in that way. Yeah. Anyways, the next.
No, you're good, dude. I think. I just want to throw the stat out there just because I just remembered it before I forget. But like, men that kiss their wives before work live longer than men that don't.
Wow. I believe it though. I truly believe it.
Yeah, and they're less likely to get into an accident.
Like a driving accident?
Men that don't kiss their wives before work get into more accidents than men who do. I don't know how they found out this statistic, but it's blowing up right now. Everyone's talking about it.
So can we
kiss your wives before
I was about to say that's the moral of the story is.
Yeah. But, I mean, it just comes back to that positivity. Obviously, you're a happier, loving person if you kiss your wife before work. Yeah. If you don't really kiss your wife before work, you're probably not in that happy of a marriage anyways.
Tell you what, even if I wasn't happy that day, I'd still be getting some kisses.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Dude, why not?
What do you think of, have you heard about this Ozempic thing? Ozempic?
I don't. You're going to have to research me.
It's this medication, I believe, for diabetes.
Okay.
That all these celebrities in Hollywood are using now because, so I'm pretty sure you're supposed to lose fat in a certain area, right? That it helps you with your diabetes somewhere. I think around your thyroid or something. Don't quote me. But what they found out is it makes you lose fat everywhere. So people are being prescribed this kind of falsely because it's for people with diabetes, I'm pretty sure. And everyone in Hollywood's taking it and they're calling it Ozempic face, where all these people's face looks sunken in. Scott Disick, like I
think I've actually I know what you're talking about.
But here's the issue with Ozempic now. So all these people are on Ozempic, Hollywood, everyone's on it to lose weight. It's the easiest thing ever. They're finding out that it makes contraceptive pills not work as well. So people on birth control, the birth control is canceling out and it's making women more fertile. So all these women on Ozempic, whether they're on birth control or not, they're all getting pregnant. So now everyone on Ozempic is accidentally having babies.
That's bizarre. Yep. Population is not going to have any crisis soon.
Oh my gosh,
We're going to be okay on
that. So now the other side effect, other than Ozempic making you lose weight that they didn't know, all this is completely by accident. Now it's a weight loss pill. Now women that are infertile are going to be able to take Ozempic and hopefully make them more fertile because they're finding that it makes you more fertile. That's yet to be talked about. Right now, all that's being talked about is the fact that women that are not trying to get pregnant or we're on not plan B, but we're on birth control are getting pregnant while on Ozempic. Dude, this pill is running rampant, especially through Hollywood right now.
To be a woman, Kudos to you.
Kudos to women.
Yeah, kudos to women. You got to go through all of the chemical imbalances
Jeez.
and
Yeah.
medications. Wow.
We were speaking about that last time. Yeah. Would you, if you could,
I don't have to take a single pill of anything.
but you know what? We got to put the condom on. Would you ever use a dental dam? You heard of dental dams?
Dental dam, yeah.
Have you heard of those?
No,
They
I
look
have.
so fucking like weird, dude. I don't even think I'd want that.
Is that, just to clarify what it is that to perform oral as a contraceptive?
No, it's a condom for women. It goes inside them.
Oh, I know. It's
Wraps
like,
around.
yeah.
And then you don't have to wear anything. But I think I'd rather just wear a condom. I don't think I need that.
Yeah, I think I'd rather just not do any of it.
Yeah, right. Well, you've been fucking. Do you want to talk about how you've been celibate? All right, we were having some technical difficulties, and I had to reset. But I was asking Garett here how he became celibate. Apparently, Garrett's been celibate for like 8 months, and I'm curious how you've been so freaking abstinent, man, as a man with testosterone around a lot of pretty women.
It's gonna lead all right back to what we talked about, but tragedy. You know, you break some people's hearts, and you do a lot of fucked up things to people, and that makes you realize, you know, I mean, age has a lot to do with it too.
Yeah.
You know, as you start this progression of life, you learn a lot about yourself and other people. But yeah, my last relationship was a huge eye opener for me as far as, you know, what sex meant to me, what intimacy meant to me, and just something chemical in my brain.
Yeah.
It's as bizarre as you just questioned it. You know what I mean? Like going from a period of my life where all I could do is, you know, obsess and fantasize about sex with just any woman I could get my hands on.
Yeah.
To now this, where I'm almost kind of, I try to figure out ways to stay clear of it because it's so sacred to me at this point, which is kind of, you know, juxtaposed. I don't even know what I'm saying because of how I used to be. Yeah, I don't know. I can't really give you a great answer. It's just where I'm at. And it's given me a lot more time to focus on my art and be a good, kind guy to others, mostly girls.
Yeah.
And it's also really beautiful, too, to be in situations where, even this last weekend where we went out, I haven't gone out in so long. Thanks for bringing me out. It was fun. But I had a really good conversation with at least 3 girls that night. And, you know, I began to value having a conversation with a woman over sex now. And it's just awesome. Mm-hmm. At least for them, too, to see that's possible for a guy.
Yeah, that not every interaction with a beautiful girl has to be sexual. Has to be you trying to do things with them. And I think that even brings you more peace and could allow you to connect with women on a stronger level. And I think when you do find the one, I think really makes her the one because it was genuinely just a communicative conversation that led to it. So I don't know. I think you're on a great path, man. I'm not going to tell you to break your celibacy. Might be dope when it does happen because it's been so long.
Yeah, I know.
But
see if I still got it.
You might.
No, I take care, you know?
Yeah.
You got to spend a lot of time on your foreplay.
It's so funny, dude. Coming from such a sexual guy who I know is just such an intense man in the bedroom. I don't know how you do it, bro.
I'm glad it's happening at this time.
Yeah. When do you think you might break your celibacy? Like how long? Like I know, like obviously you don't know, like you're just playing it by ear, but
you know, I've sometimes I entertain this idea, but I don't really think of it as like I'm saving myself. That's not it at all. I just I communicate with my eyes more than my mouth verbally, and I think when I have that moment with said girl, and we can just kind of like, you know, expand beyond this through each other's eyes, I'll be like, yeah, this is the moment. But I haven't seen that yet.
Yeah.
I've gotten close, but I want the girl to understand what it means to have sex with me, and what it would mean for me to have sex with her. You know, if it's just what it is, then I'm not interested. I want to surpass all of that. You know?
It's so much more than people make it, dude. Sex is so much more than people make it, dude. You can't.
It is, but it is what you make of it. Like if you make it, oh man, I want to hook up, I want to fuck. It's like that's what it's going to be for you. But I feel so disappointed and sad for those that don't understand that it can be so. It can be
so much more than that. Don't get me wrong, like
you're entangling every fucking nerve.
A random hookup could be so hot, like it's happened, right? Like they can be, but I just feel like 9 times out of 10 it ends in disappointment. It like it's hot in the moment, like you're built up to it, like you're like leading in that direction of wanting to do it. And then some people do it so often that they'll even get upset at what I'm saying and be like, I'm fine with like random hookups. And I'm like, okay, I get it. Cool. Like do whatever you want. You know, it's your body, your choice, your life, your choice, do what you got to do. But I just think that it's like anything in life, right? If you do anything a lot, it takes away the power of it. Anything. Like even if you stop drinking caffeine for a while, when you do it again, it's going to be the most intense caffeine ever, right? If you don't have sex for a while, when you do it again, it's going to be an insanely magical experience. And I think that when you do it with a lot of partners, you're oversaturating it. And I don't think that's like to call anyone a slut or a whore for doing it.
No, absolutely not.
But for your own self, obviously, if you do something with a lot of people, you're going to oversaturate it. And if you make sex, and I'm not saying everyone has to do this, and everyone have fun in your younger years, do whatever. But if at some point you can make sex something that's so specific to that one person that you're in love with, I think that's when you could go on and have this beautiful marriage that doesn't end in a fucking 50% divorce rate and could be this beautiful, loving thing, because you can make sex a not very beautiful, loving thing.
I heard a very cool expression. And it was kind of like a metaphor to cars. Yeah. It's like, okay, say you just have like a really reliable like Ford F-150 truck, right? And that's your female, right?
Yeah.
That truck's going to last you 20, 30 years. No problem. You can hit potholes. You can do all this, that. No mechanical issues. But say you're always looking over there at the Ferrari and you're like, fuck, I really want to drive that Ferrari.
Yeah.
But like, that Ferrari's not going to last you so long. You can only put so many miles on there. You can't take it out in the winter time, this and that, you know? And I think that you should go out and try the Ferrari as soon as you can. Yeah. As soon as you can. Try to have these intimate moments with the most beautiful people that you think beautiful to your standard. And then it'll remind you of what vehicle you really want to spend the rest of your life with. So that's kind of where I got to. I was like, both literally in the car world and with women. But
I love that, dude.
Yeah.
I got Garett dressed up for a party yesterday, and he got a lot of compliments, and I think he changed his mind.
I was a little I was like timid about him. Dude, I don't know, man. I don't think I should be wearing this stuff.
I had him with green jeans on.
I was like,
and he was like, I can't do it. I was like, Garett,
no,
man the fuck up and wear
not
green
just
jeans,
green
bro,
jeans.
Please.
He got me green jeans, cowboy boots.
Yep.
Tucked in black shirt. I looked like The Rock from the 90s.
One thing he wouldn't do is the necklace.
No, he wanted me to wear a silver necklace. I was like, this has gone too far. But
dude, then we get
I did like it all.
Mind you, there's a party in LA, dude, where people are dressed like emo rock stars at the age of 30. No one's looking at you in your cowboy boots.
I know. I was like, okay,
like,
actually.
Bro, we get there and I start looking at the people like Garett. I was like, Garett, nobody's judging you for your black tee and green jeans. Like, just like, oh my gosh, I can't believe how many people were dressed like emo punk rock stars at 30 years old.
It must have been.
LA is a fucking wild place. What the fuck, dude? Like, how about most of the people there were emo goth rock stars? Like, what the fuck's happening?
I think I slowly caught on.
Yeah.
It must have been like a rock event.
It must have been like a friend group, but I'm seeing it happen more often now. Yeah, we're getting head chicks in the back. Yeah, no, I think it's happening. I think it's happening more often than not. I think I don't know, it's like a style, and I'm seeing it blow up. Like a lot of like these famous TikTokers that I saw a year ago before they were famous, I was like, what are they wearing? Well, like maybe when I was 13, I think about, doing some eyeshadows.
Yeah, we did
like 27, the ripe age.
We're listening to like
go goth. Like, what are we doing here, bro? Like,
it reminded me
not to judge anybody, but
I don't know how old you were, but I will never forget.
Yeah.
My older brother's 5 years older than me, so he was like a part of the whole punk, like 90s punk and like ska. Like you know what ska is? It's like rock, but with like jazz with it too.
Yeah.
Horns and shit. Anyways, at this time, you'd wear those like spike belts and collars, and you'd like paint your fingernails black. And I remember I had this like black checkered handkerchief on. I was like 11 years old doing that. So like to come back full circle and see 35-year-olds doing it, I was like,
yeah, dude, I straightened my hair.
Am I missing something here?
I've done it too, dude. I've been there. I had the chain, the Osiris shoes. I've done it all, bro. I don't think I've gone as far as these people, but dude, man, the ripe age of 30 going emo, I just think is nuts. It's fucking crazy to me, bro. But like, it's just corny to me because like back in like the 80s, you had to be like in your punk rock basement with your boys and we're like, yeah, we're emo, like do the eyeshadow. Like back then it's kind of cool. It's like you kind of went that way and like went out and didn't even know what was gonna happen. Now why I think it's so fucking corny is because like you're seeing these other people get famous, like acting emo, and now you're like, I'm gonna wear black stuff too. And I'm gonna wear the big shoes too. And it's like, dude, like be your own person. You don't gotta go fucking emo, bro. Like it looks cool. Like I probably look cool with some tattoos, emo. I'm not gonna do it. I might. It does look kind of cool.
I know you were looking last night.
I was like,
I got one last night.
Couple of those guys look pretty good in the emo look. I'm not gonna shit on all of them.
Yeah, they did.
But the heavy, thick fucking boots and shit, it's crazy to me.
Kind of what you just said there, though. You had said some people hop on the bandwagon because like there's a trend of like artists or something that look 90s. Like back in the 80s and 70s, it was like a collective cultural thing to just dress like that.
Yeah.
Not one person was like, this is how we're all dressed.
Yeah, but like the thing is, like, you're just seeing these like TikTokers that aren't in bands.
Yeah.
Like they're like, we're just dressed punk rock now, dude. But I think LA's cool for that. Like people, I will say, you'd expect them to be more judgmental out here. They're not. Like people are much more willing to allow you to be free. And this is so not like me because I always shit on LA, but like they do allow you to be more free, like be out, dance, like hype you up. Like I will say in that regard, people are more willing to allow you to express yourself, which I do enjoy out here.
I will say this too. I am so grateful for the party last night. Whoever ran it, thank you, because I experienced nothing but that. Like everybody was so nice. The hospitality was awesome. It was cool. Yeah, I had never experienced something like that in Los Angeles, and I fully was expecting to have some shit on my outfit, but no, it was right in there.
Yeah. Yeah, no.
It's just so not me. I was telling everybody that's sitting here too, and if they know me and if they get to know me, I always dress like a middle-aged dad getting ready to go on a hike all the time. Like these Air Force Ones are probably as stylish as I'll go.
Yeah. I have a question so off topic, and like I feel bad because we've had such a great podcast thus far.
Dude, it's always great. Any question, positive or negative.
Amazing.
Let's go.
So my most viral podcast is called Trying Butt Stuff.
Yeah.
Right? So I'm curious, have you ever tried butt stuff?
Absolutely.
And did you like it? Absolutely. That was a quick absolutely.
Yeah. So in order to like something, you can't just like So I liked it a lot. But for the reason, it wasn't like it wasn't just for the reason that it's like, yeah, we're performing anal. It was like, no, this person.
Anal, like you giving.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah. I mean, everyone's that's cool. Yeah, okay.
So and we've already talked about this. Like I have gone to extreme extents.
Yeah.
In the bedroom, like I have swallowed just about every ounce of discharge and like any bodily fluid possible.
You're nuts,
but
bro.
I will reiterate this. I will reiterate this.
Yeah.
Doing that for a woman, especially somebody that trusts you, it just shows them the extent you're willing to go for them, and I think that it is so fucking romantic.
Oh, absolutely.
And trust me, I've had some look at me like you are an absolute lunatic. Like
I can't imagine the girls that you're like.
Do you want me to tell you the most like maybe awkward thing I've done?
Yeah, go for it.
So getting intimate with this girl.
Yeah.
And I had my hand around her neck, and she was like, okay. And she was okay with it. We were like kind of going with some like hard foreplay like that, you know?
Sick.
Like she was okay with those types of things and like a little aggression. But anyways, I would like grab her jaw just to open up her mouth enough, and then I'd get my saliva worked up to just like drip it down into her mouth. And her fucking eyes, dude. She looked like she was about ready to.
That's a lot to spring on someone, Garrett.
Yeah, and it was probably not the best thing to do.
I want to give the people before we go on, but like, so Garrett, what he's talking about, you ever see like a bully loogie kid? he does this to his girlfriends, and he made a TikTok with an ex once, and I saw it on TikTok like a few days ago, and I was like, what the fuck? But like, it's like I can see that being hot if you're into it. Like it was pretty impressive actually, how big of a loogie he got going in her mouth. But like, I can imagine how you doing that to a girl that's not ready for it would be like. What the fuck is happening?
I also like.
Why is there a loogie dropping out from your mouth?
I don't know if other guys do this though either, but like when I'm having an intimate moment, like it can literally just be like skin against skin, like you're not even penetrating yet.
Sick.
Like my mouth salivates for the moment to just like
loogie.
No, it's just like literally I'll be sitting there and I'll be breathing and I'm like a dog. It's coming out of my mouth because I just the moment is just so raw and pure.
How did she react when she opened her eyes and that loogie was in her mouth? Like, what was her instant reaction?
She moved her face like this, and the reason it was awkward is because it didn't make the objective. It like went all over her face. She was like, "What the fuck?" And
you trying to stay hot and like wipe it.
Yeah, I was trying. I was like, "All right," but
she didn't say anything though.
So afterwards, it was kind of funny.
Yeah,
we had ended that like marking period of sex, and then maybe like 15 minutes later, we got a shower, and she goes, "Let's do that again." I was like,
"Oh," and then you tried it again, and it worked.
Yeah.
Oh,
so
sick.
maybe she was just like had to process it.
Yeah, I mean again, because it's like, what's going on? What's all that? Yeah,
and her and I did not.
Maybe she thought you were like doing it by accident. She was like, "It's a lot of spit."
Yeah.
You know, I think I can't judge you though, because like I don't want to say I used to judge you, but I used to be like, "What the fuck did you say you wanted to do with this girl, Garett?" But I can't judge you because I got my own things, bro. Like
of course.
I love eating ass, bro. You know what I mean? Like, there's nothing I love more than if I'm like, don't get me started. No, like if I've been like looking at this girl and like I'm into her, I said this before, and I'm into her and like you said, like just doing the most insane thing possible with this girl. Just that's where my brain goes, where I'm just like, looks great. And it's like, if I'm so into this girl, that's like the most insane thing I could do. I kind of want to do it. So I kind of feel where you're coming from. I don't think I've gone to your extents, but like, I definitely see where you're coming from. And I definitely see how opening some of those doors makes you want to stay there.
Yeah. And it's not just like, I'm not going to recommend to any guy or girl to just go out there and just start trying this stuff randomly. You have to find that person that makes you want to do these things. But
wait, you fucking told me you had a machine that would tie girls up from like arm to leg like this.
Yeah, it's like the gyroscopic bar. Yeah.
Do they end up? Is that more for you think, or them, or like mutual?
It's definitely mutual. I mean the product of it, like I think the guy has to be the one to have it. Like I don't think a girl can be the one to say like, use this on me.
Put this on me right now. Yeah.
It's more of like you really have to. It's honestly kind of like putting on a play in the beginning of it.
Yeah.
To understand how your audience is going to react to it. And when I say audience, that sounds so primitive, but I mean your girl, your love interest. You have to just like react to what her eyes are saying as you pull this fucking like weapon looking thing out. And you know, there's times to be aggressive with it and not.
Question. You just meet a girl. I kind of want to end off on this.
Okay.
Almost. You just meet a girl. You're going to have sex with her one time. It is a random hookup.
Okay.
Do you go the vanilla loving sexual route with her? Or do you break out the Hadron Particle Collider or whatever the fuck you called it? Do you go crazy?
Probably crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah. Just because if they can handle the crazy and if that's something that they're fond of, they're absolutely going to love the more gentle side of you. They have to. Any girl that wants this like dominant, aggressive man, like they're lying to you if that's what they want the rest of their life. They fucking do not. I do not believe that. They're going to want it in transitional periods for sure.
That gets old, dude.
It does get old. It gets monotonous. They want sheer love.
But there is a dominant love.
Oh yeah.
At the same time.
There has to, and that can never leave.
There's a good in between that is
the balance. Yeah.
That is so beautiful, I think.
Yeah, we can talk about that too. I had issues with that.
We could fucking film it. No, I'm kidding.
Not any. I'm ready.
Look at me the eyes back there. He's like, whoa, what the fuck?
He's like, don't hire me for that.
He's like, you're gonna need a different cameraman.
I retired from that lifestyle.
Yeah.
But maybe the veteran. Maybe we'll come back out in a couple of years.
Yeah, dude. I think we hit it all, man. I think we spoke about where we're heading in life right now. The type of people we are, the work we're doing, how some people should think, bettering relationship advice. We got sexual. I think we really hit it all in this one. Is there anything that you want to leave off the guest with?
I'm just going to reiterate what I've been saying to you since I met you. You're my brother, man. You've become my brother, and I appreciate everything. And you always have me on here, and I love that.
Fuck yeah, dude.
And I hope everybody, enjoys what you're doing here. I know they do. And what we're going to be doing soon. So.
Yes, sir. Stay tuned, people. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe. Watch the next podcast. Watch a recent one. They are a lot of fun. And follow Garett Nolan on all platforms. TikTok, Instagram. Trying to get him on Snapchat. He's not there yet. But type in Garett Nolan, you'll be able to find him. Yep. And I'll see you guys there. All love.
Can you give me one of those, by the way, too?
Yeah, and we'll get him a comfort set.
I need one.